What is up, guys? Randomodium here. This is it. This is Game 5, Cloud9 versus TSM. It's been a pretty crazy series so far. Actually, one of my favorite series in LCS history. And it all comes down to this. We'll get to see who's going to wind up winning this best of 5 and see how the pick ban phase influenced that. I know a lot of you have been asking for the tool that I'm showing you guys on this video. Please be patient. It is absolutely not ready for distribution yet. We're still tweaking it and still trying to optimize it. It's currently massive right now. It's like well over 100 megabytes, and we need to get it into a more reasonable package and make it a little bit more reliable because it's so focused towards pro play that I still need to tweak it for a lot of champions that aren't seen at the pro level. So that will require quite a bit more work. But anyway, let's get right into the pick ban phase. So the bans for Cloud9, Lissandra, Akali, Irelia, this have been very common bans for them on Blue's side. I think this is mainly to shut down Bjergsen, but Broken Blade can play these champions too. So I think that Cloud9 is showing that they don't want Broken Blade and Bjergsen to get onto something that is very elusive or is able to stay alive for a long period of time. TSM goes for the Silas, Taric, and Tom Kench bans, which makes perfect sense. Silas has been a very common ban on red side to avoid it being first picked on blue side, since it's a very versatile flex pick, and it seems like a lot of pro teams have difficulty against it, especially with his ability to steal ultimates. Taric to basically avoid the Taric Sona bot lane that Cloud9 played in Game 1, and Tom Kench because Tom Kench is extremely strong, and Zeyzal's very good on the champion. So Cloud9 locks in Rek'Sai as a first pick, which I think is a good pickup. It seems like probably the two most common junglers are Rek'Sai and Jarvan seems like it's been getting the worst of that trade. So yeah, Rek'Sai seems like a good first pick for Cloud9. It does skew them towards a catch comp. So let's see what TSM winds up countering with. So they go for the Kindred Braum, and these are two very important picks. You can see the Cloud9 shows catch, and immediately TSM goes for two very strong protect champions. So if I pull it up right here, we can see they go for Rek'Sai, and then on red side, they go for Kindred Braum. So right off the bat, TSM is in control with an 83% chance to win. And we'll see how TSM reacts to that. So what TSM wants to go for is they want to go either for their own style of protect comp, which would make it basically a 50-50, or they could go for a siege or a split comp, which would skew the results in their favor instead. All right. So let's see what they decide to go for. So they go for the Zoe, which is a very good pickup for a siege composition. So I really like the Zoe pick. Niski's been absolutely amazing on that pick. An Ezreal would be great for the third pick on Cloud9 side. But they decide to go for the Alistar instead, which is also a decent pickup. So we can put in the Zoe, and we can put in the Alistar. You can see that Cloud9, their comp is still skewed towards catch, which means that TSM has the advantage right now. We'll see what TSM picks up. I think that this Alistar pick may have been a mistake, because now they're going to go through another ban phase, and that means that TSM could go for banning the Ezreal or picking the Ezreal with this first pick. I think that if they had picked the Ezreal here, that would have skewed Cloud9's team composition heavily in their favor instead. So TSM goes for the Zilean, which isn't going to really change their composition that much. I think it's going to make their sieging a bit better. Yeah, so now their sieging is their second best. So they're basically protect siege. So protect siege like strongly counters catch. So TSM really has to go for a good split push champion at this point, or they need to get their own sieging champion as well. So I would like TSM either needs to ban the Ezreal or they need to have Sven pick it immediately on their pick. If Sven picks Ezreal, then that is very strong, or if they ban it here. The Tristan is also a really good ban because it basically, that's another really good sieging champion. I really like the Kale ban from Cloud9 because it seems like they're going for a very strong protect style comp. Gangplank ban is also good. And then the Kennen. Kennen is a bit weird. I don't really know why. I don't think that they would go towards the Kennen. But this is amazing. TSM going for the Ezreal here. This gives them a massive advantage, I think, because that was like the pick that Cloud9 should have tried to go for. So I think that this Alistar definitely was probably a mistake. They should have gone for the Ezreal. Otherwise, yeah, it kind of put them in a bind right now. So now they have to go for a really strong split pusher for Licorice. That's kind of their last resort right now. Is they could go for like a strong wave clear bot laner like Sivir, but they have to go for a strong split pushing champion for Licorice. So Sivir is great, but now they need like a Jax. No, not the Ornn. Ornn's the exact opposite of what they want. So they want something like a Jax or trying to think what other good split pushes. Camille would have worked. The Kennen, if they didn't ban it, they might have like shot themselves in the foot by banning the Kennen. Yeah, Ornn is not what the doctor ordered here. I think they're trying to go for like the hyper scaling, like 500 CS win condition that Sivir has. But I don't like this Ornn at all. They needed somebody to split up TSM's composition, because right now TSM as a 5-man, there's nothing that's going to be able to stop them. Even a 6-item Sivir is going to be struggling against this team composition as it currently is right now. And not only that, but they've already got the Braum on TSM side, which can counter the Ornn engage. So the only engage that they're going to really have that's really reliable is the Alistar, and that puts a lot of pressure on the Alistar. The Vladimir last pick is fine. It doesn't really, it's not amazing and it's not horrible. I think this Vladimir is mainly so that if the Alistar and the Ornn and the Rek'Sai try to engage onto the TSM backline, then the Vladimir is just going to engage onto the Cloud9 backline and basically try to force out Sivir as much as possible. So I'll bring this over and we can see what happens with the rest of the picks. So we got Ezreal in bot lane, and we've got Vladimir in top lane. And then for bot lane here, we've got the Sivir. And then we've got the Ornn. So you can see that TSM has a 77% chance to win. So let's do some crazy stuff and just see. Let's pick Tryndamere. Tryndamere's like the quintessential split pusher. I know he's horrible in pro play, but just for giggles, let's see what happens. So just by doing that sways him to being a split push composition, and now Cloud9 would have had a 76% chance to win. And they could have done something similar with like Jax or something like that. The Ornn was not what they needed at all. The other option would have been is if they went for the Ezreal pick. So if they went for Ezreal instead, then you can see that helps them out too. So if they went for the Ezreal instead, that switches them to a siege composition when TSM is a protect composition, and they also have like a 77% chance to win. So I think that Cloud9 definitely misplayed this draft quite a bit. The Alistar pickup, I think, was a mistake, and that as the final pick of that first phase of the pick ban phase, I think the Ezreal would have been a better pick up there. And then the Ornn was the other thing that I don't like at all. They should have gone to more of a carry style top laner. I mean, Licorice is one of the best top laners, he is the best top laner in NA, I think, without a doubt. It's game 5. Put him on a carry. He's one of your best players. So I think the Cloud9 definitely played this draft wrong. There was 2 opportunities that they had where they could have turned this draft in their favor. But TSM, Cloud9 didn't do anything to basically force TSM to adapt. TSM was showing up Protect composition from the first 2 picks, and Cloud9 didn't do anything to dissuade them. Besides the Zoe pickup, Cloud9 didn't do anything to dissuade them from that Protect composition. So I do think that they made some mistakes there. And if we can like fast forward through the game, Cloud9 is able to do decently well in the early game, which is what I would expect. But TSM, as long as TSM keeps it close, Cloud9 is going to have a lot of problems. And you'll see that even when, like right now, the gold is pretty heavily favored in TSM. There was a point where the gold is pretty much even, but you can tell that TSM is in complete control of the game. So this is kind of the problem with catch comps into protect comps, is that you have to have a pretty strong gold advantage, or the protect comp will just be more gold efficient than you will be. So yeah, I think the Cloud9 definitely made a mistake, and it was like right here, it's almost even. But we can tell that TSM is in a massive advantage. And even though they're on roughly even gold, TSM absolutely destroys them in team fights. So just keep that in mind for your own drafting phases. I definitely think the Cloud9 could have pulled this one out if they had thought about their pick ban phase a little bit better. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I will be trying to do the finals for at least NA. If I can, I'll try to do it for EU and maybe for LCK as well, for Korea. So yeah, let me know if you want me just to focus on the NA games, or if you want me to do the EU games, or if you want me to do LCK games. LCK looks pretty cool too. It's SKT versus Griffin, which would be a pretty fun matchup to kind of look at the pick ban phase as well. I could even do LPL. But yeah, let me know which regions you guys are interested in the comments below, and I'll try to focus on doing the matches from those regions. But I hope you guys have a fantastic day. This is Randomonium, signing off.